Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well, wherever it is that you may be around the world. And yes, we are here to talk about some news, transfer news, contract news, team news, everything to do with Chelsea. We'll be opening up the lines later as well for you guys to get involved. So much coming this week. So much coming this week. We're going to go through all of that. So make sure you get yourselves ready. Get yourself some nice drinks, some crisps and food, whatever it is that you need right now. Come and chill. Get some popcorn as well. Usually we have some sort of debate usually. So yeah, the lines will be open a bit later. But before we move forward, just cue that intro. Cool. Welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well, wherever it is that you may be around the world. And today's show is just all about and everything about Chelsea. We're going to be going through some tweets that are news related. We're going to be going through contracts, where we are with the contracts up to now, transfers, team news, injury news, everything relating around Chelsea, even the AFCON to a degree as well. Everything that we need to know up to this period. Now, there is some big players coming back into the team that we will be talking about. And yeah, tomorrow is that big match preview. Chelsea versus Everton. We will be doing that tomorrow, probably around 1 p.m. as well. So we will definitely have that to go through. We're going to be doing a double header on Friday, as I've already posted on the GNA TV community page. Double header for you guys. Match review to the Chelsea and Everton 1 p.m. And then the same day, that evening, 7:30 p.m. Friday night, we'll be doing the Wolves versus Chelsea match preview. So the Everton review and then the Wolves game, previewing the Wolves game as well. So make sure that you continue to subscribe, smash the like button, guys. Over 20 of you here already. Let's get them likes up for GNA TV if you can do that. And the lines will be open probably in about 25 minutes, I'd say. We'll get the lines open. You can get involved and we'll go from there. But let's see what people are saying in the chat. Abs is in the house. Says, please make sure you slap that like button. If you subscribe, if you're new, and turn the notification bell for my boy Jem. Big up to Abs. Andre, as always, is in the house. Big up to Andre as well. Concierge is in the house as well. Nice to see you. Sosa's just upset with Alonso at the moment. Noah's in the house as well. Big up to Undertaker CFC. Big up to DJ Savj in the house. I am good, bro. I am very well. I am, just ticking along. Literally just ticking along, trying to get on with things, and you know what it's like. Noah's got a question for me. When on Derby Day versus Arsenal, have you seen both sets of fights at the bridge on Derby? Jim, question. When on Derby Day versus Arsenal, have you seen both sets of fights at the bridge on Derby Day? A little bit lost with the question, Noah. Come back to me with that if you can. Grey Woolsteiner, big up to you. Declared is in the house as well. Big up to Declared. Strip Bear with the super sticker. Big up to Strip Bear. Big supporter of the channel as well. Nice to see you in the house as well. Jem, quick question. What's the hardest game out of our next four? Everton at home, Wolves away, Villa away, and Brighton at home. I'll put it in no particular order for you. I would probably say Villa away, Wolves away, Brighton at home, and then Everton. So Everton, the game we've got tomorrow, I'd say is the game that I expect us to win the most. But the hardest out of them, probably Villa, based on form. Manager bounce. Steven Gerrard doing very well out there at the moment as well. Sosa is in the house as well. He says, thank you for the donation, bro. Big up to you. He says, big up to my guy. Thank you very, very much. Arsenal beat Chelsea in Feb, bro. Derby Day Cup, man. Fair enough. Anyway, let's delve into everything Chelsea. Everything that we know about Chelsea. We've got loads of little tabs open above. We're going to go fly through them quickly, talk about them, give our thoughts and opinions, open up the lines, get your thoughts and opinions, and yeah, close it off there as we always do as well. So let's go and start with the Fabrizio Romano comment or tweet in regards to this man, Thiago Silva. Oh, Thiago Silva. Oh, Thiago Silva. Oh, I've even got my Chelsea kit on today, man. Chelsea news, Chelsea talk, Chelsea everything. And I thought I'm putting my Chelsea shirt on. You know, don't yet get to wear it too much. But yeah, in terms of Fabrizio Romano, he says Chelsea are preparing their new contract proposal for Silva. New deal until January 2023 to be completed soon. Sources see his contract extension as a matter of time. Thiago Silva wants to stay as he's loving Chelsea life. Bald and Tuchel are super happy with him. And not only Thiago Silva is happy with Chelsea, his wife, as you can see all over social media, big supporter as well. Big up to her. Love her energy, to be honest, as well. But he will be a massive, massive signing, a massive reason as to why he needs to stay. Because if we are going to lose Rudiger, if we are going to lose players here and there, the one thing we can't lose right at this moment is leadership qualities. Leaderships, and if we're going to bring people in the summer, people that are new to Chelsea, why not have one of the only players left, like I keep saying, in terms of a dying breed of a player around to help bring these players up? De Ligt, Koundé, whoever it is that comes through the door, which I suspect, but that Chelsea will do, because they will get one. Even if Rudiger signs and Christensen signs, I still think Chelsea will buy a defender. That's what I feel. So having Thiago Silva, for me, is a must, an absolute must. And I'm just so excited. I'm so happy that he's actually staying at our football club, man. Like, for me, he's the most important player, important defender in our team, just purely for that leadership qualities. Once Rudy signed, we're going to talk a bit about Rudy very soon as well. Stay tuned. Guys, if there's 25 of you here, let's get 25 likes in already. Hit that like button, which is below, please. Massively appreciate it. Sosa with a donation again. Thank you very much, bro. He says, you still want Koundé at Chelsea? Yes. There's nothing that stops me from wanting Koundé at Chelsea. I think Koundé is so important in terms of his versatility and what he offers and the player. You already see all over social media that he's already having little talks with like the likes of Chalobah. There seems to be some sort of connection going on there with them, which I like to see, because when you look at people like Chalobah, who are the future of Chelsea, you bring in a Koundé at his age, he's definitely another one for the future. And it's important that these boys build relationships. I do want Koundé. I do think he offers a lot. Do I think he's the complete defender? Not yet. But I do think under Tuchel, he would be great. He would elevate that. He would definitely elevate that. And having Thiago Silva here for one more year, for me, is one of the most important things that we can do in helping the likes of Koundés, the De Ligts, anyone that we bring through the door. Get up to speed, see if there's any qualities in them in terms of leadership, because he will be gone soon. And like I keep saying, he will be sorely missed, sorely missed. Sosa, thank you very much for that donation, bro. Appreciate it massively, supporting the channel. Abs saying De Ligt over Koundé. I hear that because, De Ligt is versatile. The only thing De Ligt does have that maybe Koundé don't, but yet to be seen, is the leadership qualities. And having De Ligt playing with Thiago Silva would be great for one season. Definitely, 100%. 100%. But yeah, we move. So yeah, it's interesting stuff. Thiago Silva looks like he's going to be a Chelsea player for another season, which is important, especially with Rudiger and that going out the door. I'm assuming everyone in the chat is happy that he stays. How important is it to you guys that Thiago Silva continues being a Chelsea player? I want to know in the chat before we move on to the next tab for you guys. But all good news around Chelsea. Big up, Jem. Big up to the GNA TV fam. Leslie, you're a part of that fam as well. Thank you for tuning in. Good to see you in the house as well. Over 41 of you here, guys. 9 minutes in. Let's try and get them likes up as we go along. I am opening up the lines, as always. The lines will be open for you to get involved. Yeah, we used to fight Tottenham, Arsenal. We've had our beefs, haven't we, with most of them. Koundé would be a good acquisition, especially to support the right wing back with Reece James and his versatility. Bang on, Bobby. Couldn't have said it any better. We're going to talk about Chile B later. Stay tuned. We've got a lot to go through. Noah, taking me off topic, bro. Jim, my question, what have you seen Arsenal and Chelsea fans fight on Derby Day? I live quite close to it. So, yeah, I have seen little bits of beef outside the stadiums or, even in pubs and things like that. There's always been that little bit of rivalry, but not as much recently. A bit, I'd say a good 4 or 5 years ago when the Van Persies and that were at Arsenal. Yeah, that's when I used to see a lot more of it, that's when Arsenal were actually a rival to Chelsea. Yeah, because at the moment they're a little bit poo. So people don't want to waste their energy on teams that are a waste of time, as they say. Very important to keep Thiago, is what Bobby's saying. Big up to you. Rudy to United. What, Robert? We're going to talk about Rudy very, very soon. Stay tuned. Big up my brother Jem. Big up to the chat. Big up to D-Stretch in the house. Always another one. Big supporter of the channel. Thank you everyone that so far has donated. Strip Bear and Sosa with the donations earlier on as well. Thank you very much. So we move on from Thiago Silva, which is great news to the football club. And we move on to the next topic of Chelsea talk. And it is the comment from Simon Phillips. I've got a couple, though I have to be careful. No, I don't want that one. In regards to 2 seconds, guys. I need to make sure I get this right. Yeah, because I've got so many tabs open, I can't see what they say. So annoying, man. Simon Phillips on... Not that one. Where's he gone? Antonio Rudiger. Well, he actually re-quoted what Fabrizio Romano said. And this was... What is it? A little while ago. He says, nothing has been agreed yet between Antonio Rudiger and Real Madrid because Rudiger is still in talks with Chelsea. Now, the reason I brought this comment up is because there's been a couple of comments since the 14th of December, which is obviously yesterday, wasn't it, that have backed up this, this is what Fabrizio Romano has said. So what we're hearing right now of Rudiger is that even though he's interested in listening to the Real Madrids, the Man Uniteds, the PSGs, whoever it is that's going to be talking to him in January, he's still at the same time talking to Chelsea about trying to sort out a deal. Now, if you rewind a couple of weeks ago or a month ago, we were being told that Rudiger and Chelsea, it's pretty much done. Like it wasn't happening because Chelsea wasn't willing to meet what Rudiger wanted. Now, it seems like in recent days that Chelsea are now trying to negotiate. Chelsea are trying to maybe just put something worth a while for Rudiger to the point where maybe he doesn't listen to other acquisitions, and if we go quickly to that comment, which came up from Fabrizio Romano as well in regards to Rudiger. Rudiger. Fabrizio Romano stated on the 14th of December again, Real Madrid are pushing to sign Antonio Rudiger as a free agent. Nothing has been agreed yet because Rudiger is still in talks with Chelsea. He loves the club and Thomas Tuchel, but CFC initial contract proposal has not been accepted. So that tells me that the doors are still open for us to sign him. There may be talks going in the background, but at the moment, whatever we're putting forward is just maybe not enough for Chelsea. So we'll have to see what happens in the upcoming, especially January. I think January is an important period for Antonio Rudiger because the Antonio Rudiger saga, because Chelsea are going to have to start narrowing down their targets, right? And if they're going to do that, the best opportunity for them to maybe narrow down these options for us would be to do that in January. Definitely in January. What are people saying in the chat? Let's quickly just see what people are saying. Big up to QN TV. Nice to see you in the house, bro. I know you're obviously working stuff. The lines are going to be open soon, guys, as well. So you will be able to get involved in with me as well. Let's get them likes up, please, guys. Please smash the like button, as what Strip Bear has said here as well. Massively helps the channel. On the road to 3.5k now, guys. Please share in your socials as well if you haven't already. But yeah, what are your thoughts and opinions on Rudiger, guys? Because it seems like, from what we're hearing from recent, that maybe the Rudiger saga isn't over. Maybe he can still be a Chelsea player. Maybe Chelsea are looking to put something forward to him. Maybe we could get this done. There was also talks about there was something I read saying else, basically saying that Chelsea were working hard to offer him sort of an increased rate to what they originally offered him before. So in what we've heard they've offered him the 140, he didn't accept. Then we heard the 170. Now we're hearing that Chelsea are going to improve that. It's just how much are they going to improve it to, which is the question. I just think with the Rudiger stuff, man, we just got to keep open-minded. Undertaker says, do you see the report Roman is pissed off with Madrid about Rudy going to Madrid? Is he? Why would he be pissed off with him? We're the ones not offering him the contract that he wants. You know, people forget that Rudiger is in the last big contract of his year in the greatest form that he could potentially be in right now. And Chelsea are not willing to give him what he wants, which I agree with, depending on what that figure is. If it's a stupid figure, then I'll back my club. But he will do what's the best for him. But at the same time, he is probably drawn to the club, especially in recent times because of his form, because of how much love he's getting from the football club as well. And he is that important. In terms of Chelsea Football Club, having Antonio Rudiger as a Chelsea player going into the next 2-3 seasons, providing Tuchel is still manager, works. The issue you have is signing a player like Rudiger, losing Tuchel, changing the system, and then having this player that's taking 250 to 300k a week in wages that doesn't fit the system. Can we get the same performances out of Rudiger that we get in a back three, in a back four? In a back four, can we do that? That's the real question mark, I would say, in terms of Rudiger. What's your thoughts on Rudiger, guys? I want to know your thoughts and opinions on stories on it still. How are you all feeling about it? Jim, does Rudiger remind you of Carvalho because of his antiques? Not as that. I think Rudiger's more aggressive with it, if you want my honest opinion, though. I think Rudiger's more like Carvalho used to do it, but he used to do it very sneakily. Yeah, with Rudiger, he does it obvious, you know, and he's a character, and you want characters, you know. You massively want characters. To be honest, thanks for everything, Rudy, but if you want to leave, you can leave. We move on. And that's a good shout, Sosa. You know, the one thing I would say is Chelsea Football Club will still go on and win things with or without Rudiger. Yeah, fine, it might be harder because he's at a quality that you want in this current system that we're playing. But it's not the end of the world, right? It's definitely not the end of the world. And there is players to bring in. And this is why I say in keeping Thiago Silva is very important. Very, very, very important. Season's going to be postponed or cancelled anyway because of anti-vaxxer dickheads. Oh, dear. It is what it is, mate. That's all I can say at the moment. He's leaving. The sooner fans accept it, the better. Is what Oluwesi seems to think he's done. It's not happening. He's going to be gone. League's over. Man City, well done, is what Hams is saying. He thinks Man City have won, pretty much tied up the league, and it's done. Do you agree with that? I mean, they did go and win 7-0 the other day, not going to lie. Let's have a look at this, what I've just been sent. Roman Abramovich, just reading. Thank you, DJ Sav J's just sent me saying just now. Roman Abramovich angry at Chelsea staff for prioritising money over winning as Ezek talks surface. Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich is upset with German defender Rudiger. The Chelsea centre-back is in the final year of his contract, is what it says there. That was on Flipboard. So if you want to check that out, I'll put that in there for you to do a bit later on as well. Check out the article, which is in there as well. Thank you very much for sending me that. So there you go. Roman's not happy that he's putting money before winning. I kind of understand it to a degree, but it just depends on what you're being offered. If you're being greedy, then that's a different story. But if you're being offered something which is doable, bear in mind he was getting paid 100 grand a week originally. Rudiger, keep forgetting he was getting like 100k a week. You know, so we move. Big up to Stephen Featley. This is big up, Jim, mate. Rudiger has been so much better since Tuchel come in. He's character that you need in your defence. Big up, everyone, is what Stephen says. Big up to Stephen Featley as well, mate. 88 Bus Stop says, your formation doesn't matter if your front three cannot string passes together and create chance in the box. Even with wing-backs playing so high and overloading the attack, the front three are still trash. I disagree with that. I disagree that our front threes are trash. Yeah, we have a bit of an issue in chemistry, but I do think that when it works, it works. 27 goals without Romelu Lukaku and Werner in the team. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget how many goals were scored, you know. We lost so many good players and still won trophies. People were saying after Hazard, Chelsea is finished and just won the UEFA Champions League and Super Cup. Your facts. Straight hard facts there, Sosa. Like, it's true. You know, we were looking at ourselves as like being sort of a new project, you know, something that we needed to give 4 or 5 years to till we reached the levels that we did back in 2010, 2004, you know, etc. But we didn't. You know, Frank Lampard came in, he steadied the boat, he gave the Mason Mounts and the Tammys all these opportunities to step up. They done a job. We won the Champions League, you know, and since that, we've managed to move forward with the youngsters who are inexperienced being mixed with the experience. And that's the important thing. It's about having the balance of having your youngsters that can learn off of the important ones and then having the experience. And Rudiger definitely falls under that experience. And that's why losing him it can be an issue for us, but it's not the end of the world because we can go out buying a Delit, even though he's very young. The guy is experienced for his age. He's got a lot of experience for his age. Playing in Ajax, moving to Juventus, playing for Holland next to Van Dijk. Like, the guy's got experience, man. Do you know what I mean? 51 watching, 22 impressive, but people, come on, yeah. Let's get them likes up, guys. Nearly 60 of you here 20 minutes in. We can easily push the 40 likes marks. That's the minimum for GNA TV now. I can't do it. I need you guys to help us get there. Please subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. If he goes. Love him, but it's the club fault. I'm sure Tuchel can source a replacement. I agree. Do you know what I mean? We got Goat's draw. We did. We got a very good draw in the Champions League. Big up. I've not watched him. I can't say. I don't know. Global being moaning again. Global, do you ever come in and say, "Hey Jim, how you doing? Hope you're well, man." Everything else, you came in and you highlight something that I say that you don't like. Typical. Come on, man. Come on. Smile. I'm sure you can smile, mate. We're all in the same team here. We're all Chelsea fans. Anyway, let's move on from the Fabrizio Romano talks, and we're going to move on to another defender that is still not signed his contracts at Chelsea, Andreas Christensen. Now, in reports of Fabrizio Romano, and this was, again, 14th of December, not long ago, a day ago, if so, Chelsea expect Andreas Christensen to sign a new contract very soon. It could be a 4-year deal with an option to extend for another year, quoted by, said by Fabrizio Romano, but obviously retweeted or quoted by Simon Phillips. This is something that I haven't been worried about. This is definitely something that's not really worried me too much, the Christensen saga. I expect him to stay. I expect him to be a Chelsea player. You know, being offered a 4-year deal at the age of 26 makes sense. So by the time he gets to 30 years old, his contract will be due. Chelsea probably won't renew it and he'll probably disappear, depending on what he does from this period. You know, if he goes on and wins titles and helps the team and becomes successful and becomes an integral part of the Chelsea squad, then, you know, maybe Chelsea will give him another year or two and keep him at the club. But, you know, we can't afford to lose people like that. As much as I take the piss out of Christensen and call him Krusty the Clown and whatever else, he's still very important to everything that we do at Chelsea. Everything that we do at Chelsea, and he needs to be involved because we need the depth. We need the depth's important. The versatility is important. And he can play central centre back. He can play right centre back. He can, you know, you can do things with him. You can even move him into DM if you wanted. So for me, he's a player that Chelsea will have to tie down, especially if Rudiger's leaving anyway. I expect this to be done in January. I expect to see Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea Football Club, Twitter page, all of that. I want to see comments that Christensen is a done deal and it's signed off very soon. I'm expecting that. You know, I'm expecting that. I mean, how are you guys feeling about it as well? Do you see Christensen signing on? You know, I think we believe it's around 140k as well. We're looking at for him. Chelsea Life, how are you, man? Nice to see you in the chat. I'm all well. Just getting on with things. Just bringing you all the up-to-date news on Chelsea Football Club, from news to team news to transfers to contracts, all of that. This is the show today. Tomorrow we go back to preview Chelsea Everton, which obviously we play them tomorrow. So before that, and then we've got the two shows on Friday for you: the review of the Everton game, and in the evening we've got the Wolves preview show. So 2 big shows for you on Friday as well. The only one The one and only Krusty Christensen is what Nick Blue's saying. Man like Krusty, sign that ting is what Moosa's saying. Get Krusty sign, man. Fofana or Delit? Delit. For me. Delit, because I like Fofana, but I'm already worried about his injuries. His injuries is a bit of a worry. Shambolic club. Really? Is that what you call your club now? Come on, man. Are you always depressed, Global? Global's always depressed. Relax. So, yeah, good news on the Christensen forefront. It looks like it's going to be a done deal. I do expect it to be, for it to be a here we go by Fabrizio Romano in January. I don't see it being going on any longer. Christensen should be a Chelsea player by January. Announced in January is what I feel as well. So we move on from the Christensen stuff. And we now move on to team news. Team news, things we've been hearing about Chelsea. And we're going to start with the Ben Chilwell stuff, because in recent hours or days, we've had some good news in terms of Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell's recovery is running ahead of schedule for a possible January return. He's done some light fitness work on the grass at Cobham. Keep pushing, Ben Chilwell. That is a good sign. For the injury that he had, you don't see people doing light fitness work at this point, this soon. So for him to be able to do light work on it, fingers crossed, tells me that he might not need to have an op. I'm hoping so, because if there's one player, and I do miss Kovacic and Kante, and they're all important to how Chelsea play, but if there's one player that we need back, that Chelsea need back and fit, it is Ben Chilwell. He's so important to this system, and I keep stressing about it. Chelsea will have to go and look. Chelsea will have to go and look in the transfer market for better wing-back options. Keep Chilwell, you got James, but when they're injured like they are now, you want to have quality. And we will need to look at left wing-backs, right wing-backs, people of, that can be able to at least provide a decent level when they're not in the team, or even provide rotation, because let's be serious, Chilwell and James, they get overplayed. They get well overplayed because we haven't really got anyone that can come in and perform to a decent level in that position. So that is good news in terms of Ben Chilwell. Great to see that he is on his way to road to recovery as well. We're going to go on to what Kinsella said about no, actually not that one. Where is it? Yeah, Kinsella said about. Wait a second, what we got here? Oh, yeah. 2 seconds, guys. I'm just trying to play around with what I'm doing here. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're going to go on to the Nizar Kinsella topic, which was good news for Chelsea, especially coming into tomorrow's football as well. We've seen images, which we're going to show after. And the news that's come out is that Kante and Chalobah are returned to training. And that was yesterday. Having been yesterday doing physical work when most of the squad were off. Chilwell has also stepped up his recovery and done some light fitness work on grass. This is ahead of a targeted return in early mid-January. So they are pushing for Chilwell to get back. They are pushing to bring in Kante and Chalobah. Will they both be fit to play against Everton? I'm not too sure. They might get minutes. We do have Wolves on Sunday. So Thursday to Sunday, there's not a big difference. We're going to need all of our squad. We're going to need everyone as possible that we can get in our squad fit playing, because it's going to be tough this next week or two. All the football that we've got coming up, we're going to need them back. And Kante's a big boost. Kovacic should be back soon. Chalobah's fit, which means we can now utilize him, how we want to utilize him. Ben Chilwell's targeting mid-January as well. So, it's all good news, really, guys, is what I'm saying. Again, from the Chelsea forefront, we're not so far being hit with anything too bad. And just to show you guys some images, obviously, there's pictures of Trevor Chalobah training with the Chelsea team yesterday. And we also had pictures of Man like N'Golo Kante, a big player, an important player, integral player to this team, fit and well, and ready to rumble, as they say, ready to rumble. 31 likes, guys. Only what 31 likes and over nearly 70 of you here. Let's try and close that 40 gap mark, please, guys. Let's get to the 40 gaps, 40 likes mark, please. What we're hearing in the chat. But when Chilwell is back, do you think he will be the same? Only time will tell, bro. I hope so. I hope Chilwell's the same. You just don't know with these kind of injuries. Is he going to be very limited in the way he tackles, the way he presses, the way he moves forwards and backwards? Potentially. We have to see. Time will tell. Kante love is what Sosa's saying as well. Kante's sure he'll be a sub, is what Stripbear thinks. I will. Is the press conference on? Yeah. Is the press conference on again today? Oh, it is. Perfect. All right, press conference. Guys, didn't know. I thought it was on tomorrow. Press conference is going to be on in any time soon. Do us a favour. When you go over there and check out what Tuchel's saying, come back and let me know what the news is. What is the news around the game tomorrow? Who's fit? Who ain't fit? What's happening? Hit the likes in between that as well. But make sure you do come back because we are going to open up the lines, get you involved, talk about some of the stuff that we've been going through as well. There it is on Trevor Chalobah. We need to get into the end of the stuff that I want to go through. So when you look at it overall, these are the good signs. These are good signs. I'm trying to bring positive energy into the fan base. Hence why I decided to do this show today, because there is good news. There has been some good news for the team. Kovacic is back. Kante back in full team training. Chalobah's back. Chilwell's potentially back in mid-January. Christensen's going to sign that new contract, I think, in January. Silva's extended his contract at Chelsea. And Rudiger is negotiating with Chelsea as well, even though it looks like he might be leaving. So there's still a chance that this could happen. But is the title back on? Say, is it back on? Is it? Some people say it's still on anyway. But bear in mind, we're only 2 points behind, which is now 5. But yeah, it's positivity, guys. It's good. It's good news. Jim, do you think we'll catch up to City? I think we have to stay close to City, is what I would say. I think we have to be there or thereabouts. We can't afford to. One second, guys. I'm just trying to see if he's not live yet. He's not live yet. Tuchel's not live yet. Should be going live anytime now. Yeah, we just got, like I said, Brighton's our last game in December. Till then, we have to play Liverpool, Man City, and Spurs. Now, if we're 2 points behind still and 1 point behind Liverpool, then them 2 games between Man City and Liverpool are huge. Huge. I can't stress how important that is, because going out of that game after the Tottenham game, obviously Conte's there as well, fair enough. We then play from February onwards. We've got quite a nice run all the way to April. Going into April, we've got quite a nice run. So I would definitely say that it's we have to stay in touching distance. I can see Luke Shaw in a Chelsea shirt. Nah, I can't. I can't, unfortunately. I can't see that. And he's injury prone as well. Strip Bear says she can multitask. She's got 3 devices on the go. Strip Bear, man. Strip Bear is wicked. Strip Bear is wicked. Thanks for the comments in my chat showing the love, Jim, especially in F1 streams, despite my deep anger over its ending. And it's not because I'm a Lewis fan. It's because rules were, don't get me started on F1. I am a big Lewis fan, and I do not rate, what's his name, Max Verstappen. I won't get into that too much now, but, you know, the way he won it was definitely not the right way to win it, in my book. Strip Bear with the donations. We win only 2 behind. Let's believe. And let's just continue believing, guys. Like Strip Bear said there, we are still in a title challenge. Yes, we need to stay in grasp of Man City and Liverpool. We have to. It's important that we get maximum points from Everton, from Wolves, from Aston Villa and Brighton. 4 games all the way to the end of this season. Important. Strip Bear, again, thank you very much for the donation to the channel. big up to yourself. And I hope, the lady show, I think we're doing some lady shows soon, actually. Going to be sorting out with Charlotte. We've got some football being organised for you. Big up to Strip Bear as always. She wants our best loans back. Yeah, I agree with you on Gilly. Not going to lie. I think Billy Gilmore would be perfect right now. The same thing. I'm a big Lewis fan. That win from that guy would annoy me massively, massively. All 3 Spider-Mans are in the new movie. What are you talking about? That's triple one. That's what I call him now. Big up to Nippon as well. Nice to see you in the chat, my guy. Burton says, I just hope Hazard comes in on time to face Liverpool on January 2022. Burton, why do you want Hazard so much? Tell us in the chat. It'd be good to know. At least you're doing better than Arsenal, guys. Yeah, that's true. Hey, Max, where is your knighthood? Exactly. Lewis Hamilton, big up to him. Probably won't ever see this, but big up to you, my guy. Well done for getting your knighthood today. He is now Sir Lewis Hamilton, guys. Sir Lewis Hamilton. Sir Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, and go and check out S. Featley TV as well, guys. He's a gooner. So always important to show support if you can do so. Go and check him out as well. Right, where am I? I've got a couple more things left, didn't I? Am I done? I don't remember if I'm done or not. Oh, yes, I haven't done yet. I want to talk quickly about this. Little bit of news, still involves Chelsea to a degree. This whole thing of the AFCON being postponed or, will not go ahead, supposedly, is wrong. The CA have quashed reports of the Africa's Cup of Nations being at risk of postponement. Head of Media Relations and Operations, fake news via Sadiq Adams, who has reported that. Sports journalist, African football as well. So, yeah, he bigs out. He says the tournament, because originally Absolute Chelsea tweeted 3 hours ago, the tournament is most likely to be postponed. Now, what they're looking to do, from what I've heard, is they're looking to potentially continue. And if they can't continue with the players in Europe, then they'll just continue. The players that are playing Europe, they won't come. They'll just continue playing with the players that are currently in Africa or the rest of the world. So whatever they do, it looks like they're going to do the AFCON. It's just whether or not the players that are playing in Europe or the clubs in Europe can fly to Africa and play. So one way, the tournament is most likely to be postponed, or it will go ahead, but without players from Europe, is what you've read there. That's not true. So, yeah, interesting stuff. Looks like we're going to go ahead. And with all the COVID stuff, it does make it challenging. It does make it challenging, all of it. Where's Ashley Cole, John Terry, Ivanovic, all gone, but still Chelsea's moving forward. So Tony Rudiger can choose to stay or leave Chelsea, still go forward. Kasim couldn't have said it any better, mate. Couldn't have said it any better. Kante on the bench. I'm assuming that's what Tuchel's saying. Started, the boss is chatting. Okay, let me know. I want to know the full speeds. We are doing the match preview tomorrow for Chelsea vs 7, but at least we know before doing the team lineups, before talking about the players that are available, at least we know who will be there as well. Chalobah too. So he's saying Kante and Chalobah will both be on the bench tomorrow, will not be starting tomorrow's game. Kovacic and Chilwell are out. We know that. Obviously, Kovacic, I think, still got a couple of days left with his COVID, with the COVID situation. Just bring it to the summer. Nick Blue, yeah, well, that could happen. That could happen. But then you've got to bear in mind, Samuel, there's a lot of football going on, and they've got the World Cup in December next year as well. So I don't even think that. I think that the league starts and then it stops over that period and then starts again straight after. So throwing in an Africa Cup of Nations in summer as well probably could work. But it means at the end of this season, they're not going to have a break. There's going to be no break. They're just going to go somewhere. We're going to go straight into that and into the Premier League start again. It gets a bit too much. Do you know what I mean? Nick Blue, show more love. Just drink beer and be happy is what Chip Bear's saying. Dignity Lewis showed after the race, despite the way he lost. It shows the man he is. Plus you free sometime for any F1 stream games, but message us, mate. Yeah, definitely, mate. No worries. We'll do so. Obviously, F1 ain't back till March next year. Nice little break for them. Hamilton's still been quiet on social media and stuff, which is probably the right thing to do. But yeah, they move on to next year. And I tell you what, F1's going to be fire next year. Of everything that's happened at the end of this, It's going to be mad. Samuel says, yeah, that's true. I am going to put the link in the chat. Link in the chat for you guys very soon. I'm waiting to hear back on the Tuchel stuff. I know he's live, but I can't listen to it. I'd love to listen to it right now, but I can't. I just know that he's live. I just know that he's live. Cover did this on purpose. How do you catch COVID after returning from injury? Why would he do it on purpose? Why would Kovacic get COVID on purpose? That makes no sense. For me, anyway. For me, anyway, it makes no sense, my friends. Links in the chat. Come in, have your say. Like I said, this was just an open chat today. Brought you up to news with everything Chelsea in terms of contracts, team news. Obviously, we've got more team news coming away with the press conference currently on right now. The AFCON. Everything that could do with Chelsea right now. Links in the chat for you guys to get involved. When yous are ready, I'll pin that as well. I'll pin it. What are you lot talking about in the chat? How does this catch it when it? How does he catch it when he's vaccinated? Well, that's the question to be told for everyone, isn't it? Why are people picking up illnesses? I don't know. I really don't know. We've got Kazim in the house. What's happening, man? How you doing?
How are you? Sorry.
You're not working
thanks
today,
for having
mate.
me. I appreciate that, mate. You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. You're not working today?
No, I'm going to work in 40 minutes time, bro.
Fair enough. Well, today was just an open stream, as you've probably seen. I was doing a lot of talks about contracts, team news. We're getting more team news now as Tuchel's live at the moment doing press conference for tomorrow's game as well. So, I mean, yeah, what is it you want to say, mate? Is there anything you want us to particularly talk about?
Yeah, I don't know. Last night in my stream, I don't know if you heard me or not about Manchester City, bro. It doesn't look good. I know you're coming out and you try to be optimistic. Realistically speaking, I do agree with you to a certain extent, but soon Liverpool and Man City going up front, mate, is gonna be tough.
What makes you worried about them so much? From what
Because
you're saying?
they got better quality than us. In a way, is they finished 22, 25. Say, for example, if Sterling is injured, Maris coming in. If Bernardo Silva is injured, De Bruyne comes in. If Fernandinho is injured, Rodri coming in. That's a different quality, bro. That's what will make them, I think.
I don't think they've had the level of injuries that maybe a Liverpool and Chelsea have had. When you look at what Liverpool happened to Liverpool last year and they lost so many players, Chelsea have now lost a number of players in key positions. I don't think that if Man City had lost as many as we had, they have got a good bench. Don't get me wrong, but there's only a certain amount it can take. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I just think that even though their quality is good, if they lost De Bruyne, say they lost De Bruyne, Foden, Sterling, Rodri, and then they lost Gundogan. Who plays in the midfield?
You very much make the whole midfield, yeah.
Well, I'm saying the central midfielders. You've got Gundogan, Rodri, De Bruyne can play there. Who else plays there?
Fernandinho play there.
Zinchenko goes in there sometimes, yeah? So,
yeah.
Like, do you see what I mean?
John Stone can play 6 as well, isn't it?
Yeah, all right, fine. They can maybe do it, but then they lose Cancelo in his best position by playing him. That's my point. The system then gets affected because they've had so many injuries. Like we've had, we lost Kovacic, Kante on the back of Ruben, who's been in and out, and Jorginho, who's having to play with an injury. Yeah, that's like one area of your department. They haven't had that. Like, what happens to the system then? Because they do. It is important. Do you know what I mean? They might have that. It might be that later in the season they may get quite a lot of injuries or not. But I get what you mean.
Yeah, but Jim, bro, if all Chelsea team healthy and Man City all the whole team healthy, they still have better quality than us. I'm gonna prove it to you. Kante is the best player for us. Well, like it or not, that's my opinion. Yeah, including Rudiger as well. But soon Kante go missing, bro, injured, we'll become an average in midfield. Very average.
I think if Kovacic is fit, it's not as bad, if my honest opinion. I think Kovacic is quite important to the way that we play. I do agree how that in Kante is important, but you've got to bear in mind, we've had an unfit Kante for a while now. When have we had him fit and, fit and been available throughout the full season. He hasn't been. Last season he was in and out. This season he's been in and out. It's just, with Kante, you get him in certain parts of a season. Like we got him near the end of the season where we won the Champions League, and he was very good against Real Madrid. And
I think here's the reason, Jim. Here's the reason we won the Champions League.
Part of it was him, yeah.
Big part.
Yeah, I agree. He was very key to it. And you can't knock. He's one of the only world-class players, barring Thiago Silva, who's another player that's important for me, especially at the back. World-class players that we have in our team. And, I don't know. We've got Samuel here that's a Liverpool fan as well. I mean, you hear Kazim saying about Man City and their quality. As a Liverpool fan, are you worried about them as well, in the way they're playing, Samuel?
You see, with Man City, obviously because of like the recent battles that we've had with Man City, I kind of know how it goes now. The way like Man City goes on their runs and stuff like that. What I would say to you is don't be worried until Man City versus Chelsea in January. If Man City wins against you guys, be very worried. For me, I'll be very worried as a Liverpool fan. Because if Man City get a result out of you guys, it's just like, who's going to stop them now? Do you get what I'm saying? Because Liverpool don't play Man City until later on in the season. So the result, it can still affect, but when you're talking about because I think they're on like a 7-game winning run right now in the Premier League or something like that.
Yeah, they've won their last 7 games in a row. Yeah,
and Liverpool on a 6-game winning run. But the way I've seen Man City and Liverpool like go back and forth with each other here, when Liverpool and Man City go on winning runs, we're very hard to beat. Like even if we're not playing well, we get that last minute goal that will win the game or something like that. So the tie that I'm hoping for, because right now I was worried about Chelsea. And you guys look solid, but now recently I've seen frailties in you guys, and I'm not as worried as I am. But how would I put it? I will rather Chelsea beat Man City on the day than Man City beat Chelsea, because that will be a better result for Chelsea to beat Man City than for Man City to beat Chelsea.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, and to be honest, we don't want. I don't think any of us want them running away, because once they run away, they can be consistent, can't they? And they will beat the easy teams 1, 2, 3, 4 nils. It will happen. But
what I will say is that don't get scared about the 7-0 from Leeds. The way Leeds play, I mean, the Man City are perfect against the ways Leeds play. I mean, Man United even beat them 6-0 earlier in the season. So just don't get too worried about that Leeds result. All I will just say is that the result that worried me the most was Wolves. Now, I thought Wolves would take points of them, and it looked like they were going to take points off them because of the way Wolves play. But that stupid red card by Raul Jimenez, oh my days. When I saw you got that red card, I was shouting at the screen saying, why the hell did you do that? You just let down your team. You could have taken points off them. You really could have taken points by the way you lot were playing. But anyways, I thought they would Wolves would take points of Man City. But the next game that I'm looking towards, that I know that there's a great possibility that Man City will drop points, is that Chelsea game. It is that Chelsea game.
City should have dropped points the other day when they give that penalty, which wasn't a penalty.
Yeah.
You were very lucky. I'm sorry, you're a Liverpool fan. I'm just saying City get the luck sometimes. But it's going to go round. It's going to go round. It's going to go round, and it's going to come. Liverpool will get luck. We will get luck. It will go to them 2 games, City and Liverpool, for Chelsea. They're the 2 main games. I think if we win them 2 games, we will win the league. But if it's going to be tight, it will go to the end.
Yeah. I mean, Nick Blue, obviously, I know you're a massive fan of Rudiger. There's been talks recently about him potentially, Chelsea potentially having talked to him again to try and get something sorted. Obviously, Real Madrid are in the wings, and other clubs as well. We're going to be talking to him in January. Are you still confident in him being a Chelsea player? Like, how you feel?
Yes, I'm still confident. I've been saying it all season, as you know.
Yeah.
I still think they will come to some agreement. I'm sure Abramovich is is going to have the final say. You know, he's worth more than he's getting, as we all know.
Yeah.
It's not big wages compared to the great player he is. But I think that, you know, they will come in the middle. Could be 200 and something. They might, you know, because we can't afford to lose him. Like I keep saying, we can't afford to lose this player because we won't win nothing. Say he walks out in January, then we won't win nothing this year. Then everyone will go,
Yeah.
we shouldn't have got rid of Rudiger.
So,
like Thiago Silva, you know, if it's not, you know, it's important as Thiago is. They both are. We need to keep that defense if we're going to win trophies this year.
Well, we've had this comment from Fabrizio Romano literally minutes ago, and he's basically commenting on what Tuchel said. It says, and basically, I'll read it out to you guys. It says, Christensen, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, and Aspie currently out of contract in 2022. Chelsea manager Tuchel, this is his comments. This feeling will disappear soon. These players know how much we appreciate them and how they are in our plans. They are present in the team and club. Now, what do you take from that? Does that tell you that maybe
one of them's going to go?
Do you feel? Yeah. Well, no.
Yeah, you know them when the managers just say.
Go on.
Sorry. You know when the managers, I've seen it so many times. They're just saying it to like try and keep the peace, but you know one of them's going to go. You just know one of them's going to go.
Aspie's going to go because, you know, he's coming to his end. Aspie began in the summer, I think. For sure, it'd be a big party for him at Chelsea. Legend. He is a legend right now. He's one of our great legends. He gets on the list like Drogba and Lampard. He's another legend.
Are you saying
and he's going to have a big farewell party from Abramovich, I'm sure.
He's not on that level for me. He's nowhere near that level.
Wait, how long has Aspie been at Chelsea?
Oh, are you talking about Aspie or Rudiger?
Aspie. I'm
sorry, I thought you were saying Rudiger. I was like,
no, Rudiger is not going nowhere. Aspie's the one who's going.
Big up catch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So there you go. I mean, Kazim, what do you take from that comment from Tuchel? Do you feel that maybe he's more calm and thinks that they'll all be sorted going into the next season, or do you think it's more of a cover up just to like try and keep them focused on this season until we can get to the summer?
Well, I've got a few points. That's my opinion, really. I don't think Tuchel is happy, bro. I think in the transfer window, he's not been backed, in my opinion.
Okay.
He didn't get the player he wants. I don't think he'd be happy with Rudiger because he absolutely loves Rudiger. He's from Germany like him, and he's a big player for Chelsea. So I agree with Nick Blue. Actually, I said it from the beginning, and I will stick with it. I still think Rudiger will stay for Chelsea. Chelsea cannot afford to get rid of him, bro.
No way.
Yeah,
I'm glad there's one.
I can deal with Christian.
One fan who agrees with me. Yeah, I'm glad there's not one person who agrees with me. Because all the other Chelsea fans on this channel, they talk so much shit about Rudiger. It's unbelievable.
I don't think it's shit. I don't think it's shit, Nick.
It is, James. So not you, but you say the right thing. But certain people, they do say some really bad stuff. You know,
about Rudiger.
Yes. Don't you agree, son? No, I'm not saying.
No, look.
Everyone,
I think it's fair criticism, if you want my honest opinion, in terms of
I don't think so.
Yeah, but
VJ knows what I'm talking about.
The timing's perfect, I guess.
Well, Declared, go on, Declared. What's your thoughts on what Fabrizio Romano said recently? And is Rudiger really slated on this channel? Like, I don't think he is. I don't think we're that bad.
Yeah, man. Like I think when we took a step back and we looked at, there's more contracts than just the ones that are mentioned soon. You know, you're talking about Mendy, you're talking about Mason Mount, Reece James. There's a lot of contracts that will all have to be done next year, including January and mid and the end of the season. So Rudiger plays a big part, and he's the big demand. He's a domino effect for me, which is why he's not getting the big money. And if his sole purpose is just the money, then he's gone. Sorry, Nick, he's gone, mate.
Yeah,
it's just about money.
But what do you think about this comment from Tuchel, Declared as well, about basically saying that the players know how appreciated they are by the club, and in terms of the plans, they're involved in every plan going forward, especially for Tuchel and Chelsea. Like, do you think that's more of a cover up, or do you think that there's maybe some truth to this?
He got asked a question just in that interview as well that I was watching in the press conference, and he said he was going to sit there and talk to Rudiger, which was, I think that's what he said. He summed it up. It is a smokescreen. This has been going on for too long. Yeah, they're not going to tell us what really is going on.
Exactly.
So, So I think we're going to make a big attempt in January. It's kind of do or die in January, and we'll get our answer. But I'm confident everyone else is. Unless Aspie wants to leave, I think he'll stay as well.
Do you think?
I don't think we're going to push him out.
Talk about him going to Barcelona, isn't there, at the moment?
Yeah, there is, but like they're going to have to offer. Aspie's on decent wages here, and unless we're offering him low wages, Barca really can't offer a lot. So Barca are really looking for discounts.
Yeah, I mean, look, one thing I would say, and why I've done this show, is that we have had quite a lot of decent news, especially in terms of injuries. Trevor Chalobah's back, Kante is back. There's potentials that Chilwell might even return mid-January because he's been doing light training, which I'll tell you something now, with that injury, you ain't doing light training that early unless you're on some sort of recovery. So if he's doing that, that's a good sign. That means he might not need the operation. So
I'll give you some insight, Jim. I don't want to be. It's probably going to be like. I'm killing the hope, I guess.
Bad news.
That injury, yeah, you can run. It's the twists and turns and the balance that you can't do. And
what was the type of injury that he had?
He tore his ACL, and it's It depends how much he tore.
It's time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. So he's coming back in like end of March or something like that because the rehabilitation period, it will be very long.
Look, I'm speaking from a little bit of experience. I did exactly what he did, and I was told to avoid surgery, right? And you can play. You don't have confidence in your twists and turns. You're stopping, right? So he won't be able to play, but he won't be 100%. He'll be heavily strapped, right? It won't be the full form Chilwell, and that will depend how bad he'll be. And then he's at a risk of tearing it a little bit more. So if it was me, I'd rather get him the surgery, get him full fitness, and go buy someone in January.
Yeah, I hear you. We got VJ here as well. VJ, how you doing, my man?
Hey Jim, all good. Just completed my work, so looking a bit tired actually. But all good. I'm just reading through the Fabrizio Romano tweet right now on your screen, and you know what? I'm kind of split here. With respect to Rudiger, I think he might stay, but also it's more of I want him to stay than he might stay, right? So if he stays, well and good. But also on the other hand, our Chelsea community right now has to get to a point where if Rudiger leaves, things are not going to be like toppling. You just have to understand, okay, fine, Rudiger is going to be leaving us. If he's going to leave us with for a higher wage, then it makes sense from the player's perspective. I'm not saying that Rudiger is bad or whatever Chelsea is offering is bad. I'm not going to that argument at all. All that I'm trying to say is there is a good possibility that Rudiger might not be able to stay with us. And if at all that happens, then we have to be in a position to agree to it and then see or look out for another option. That's the most practical thing that we can do. That's why I always say we've survived Hazard, we will survive Rudiger if at all things go bad. So
yeah, facts. Yeah.
That's one thing. And with respect to Azpilicueta, what Declan says made absolute sense. I'm not sure if Barcelona are in a financial position to get Champions League winning captain right now to their squad, even if they wanted to. So I'm not sure if Aspi wants to go to a Spanish league and play in his home, that makes a lot of sense. I'm not sure if Barcelona is interested, but with the final one. Like he says, I want to go to a Spanish league.
Yeah, your mic's kind of a bit funny. It's kind of a bit funny. Your mic.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Can hear it.
Yeah, a little bit. Keeps making a weird noise. Yeah. Try now.
Rejoin. Still the same?
No, he's still got some.
I think it's your
Really?
connection.
It's your connection.
Connection's
Yeah.
breaking up.
It kind of takes some time to pick free. I'm back.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. Bex is saying, I can understand why the club still wouldn't buy a wing back in January. I would, because to be honest, yeah, I think we need 2 wing backs. I think we need 1 left wing back, 1 right wing back. I don't think the quality that we have currently there to cover is good enough at the moment. I think there's a couple of areas that Chelsea actually need to perform and work, to work on, especially going into the summer. And I think that will be done in the summer, to be honest. So, look, guys, there's over 100 of you here. Let's get them likes up. 75 likes would be great for the channel. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well. It would be great to try and get to the 3.5k mark, which you're on the road to 4k. So big up to everyone. Kazim, anything you would like to say, mate? Anything else you wanted to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to. Sorry, what's your name? The Liverpool lad? I forgot your name. Sorry.
You can call me Sam. You can call me Sam.
Yeah, Sam. Yeah. Look, I'm not worried about the 7-0 Man City. I was worried about they won 7 games in a row. That's things. Liverpool won 6 games in a row, I believe. That's thing Chelsea cannot do because we're not consistent. That's why I'm worried about it, bro.
No, it's 100% understandable. If you go on the football terrace, Liverpool fans and Man City fans will say the same thing, that we know we are capable for going on a 10 to 15 game winning streak. Yeah. We've done it before, even when Liverpool were absolutely decimated last season. At the end of the season, we somehow managed to get third because we were unbeaten in like 10 games. So we can do it. My worry is that for Man City, as I said before, if Chelsea do not beat or take points of Man City in that game, who will until that Liverpool game, which is I think is in March.
But you're looking at it from Liverpool perspective, though. I'm talking about from Chelsea perspective. Before even we go to January and play against them, we could be 17 points behind them already. Be done by that time.
I heard that.
Yeah, you're talking
it depends on
point for Liverpool. You're talking from Liverpool perspective, yeah.
No, let me talk from the Chelsea perspective.
Yeah,
it really depends when your players get back. Because I remember I was thinking that Chelsea squad depth, we've probably got the best squad depth in the Premier League.
What's that?
At the Chelsea squad depth.
No, I disagree, Man City.
No. At the beginning of the season, I thought that Chelsea had the best squad depth in the league.
We have got the best squad when they all come back. At the moment,
I'm not talking about the first 11. I'm talking about the actual
whole
squad
depth.
Yeah.
But at the moment, because of our injuries and that, we had a little dip in form. But City are due for a dip. They're going to have one, and so will Liverpool. I don't know how big it will be. It won't be very big, but they will drop points. And when we
what
get
I would say for
back,
Chelsea is that
when we get our players back, we will, come back up there. It's going to be. It's going to go to.
I don't think it's as quality as people think. Our squad depth, to be honest, especially in certain.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jim. I agree with you.
I think it's been found out a little bit. To be honest.
That's what I was going to say, because there was this one comment that I said I saw, and it was from a Chelsea fan themselves. It said there's a difference between having a lot of players and actually having good squad depth. And like the players like Saul. Even I've seen Chelsea fans slate. What's his name again? This defender, Saul, I think.
Alonso.
Yeah. And Alonso and who else? It wasn't performing. Even Lukaku to an extent.
And Lukaku's been injured. You can't count Lukaku.
No, I'm saying Lukaku to an extent where Chelsea fans have been slating him.
Some brain dead Chelsea fans. Brain dead. That's what.
But what I would say is that from before is that, and this is literally for Liverpool and Chelsea, and as I said, talking from a Chelsea perspective, what you have to make sure is that you do not fall behind 5-6 points.
Yeah, I agree.
Behind Liverpool or Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City, where if we do have our dip in form, it will be like, okay, you will catch up to us, but then we're still ahead, and then we go on another run, and then who will stop us then? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a different, bro. We're not consistent enough. That's what Liverpool and City possess. We don't have. It's not about the comparison of the squad. We're not consistent enough. When we go play in the FA Cup or Champions League, we do well because we tournament team, not a league team. If you know what I'm saying, we cannot do it in 38 games in a row. We're not consistent enough. Like
I actually disagree with Chelsea. I feel like when you have your full squad, you are consistent.
Yeah, I agree. I
think one thing that we keep forgetting.
Fans, I think the one thing we don't accept is that we have suffered from severe injuries, and we just have to accept that has affected the performances of our system. Now, when we have a fully fit team, I do think that it's good enough to compete with Man City and Liverpool because we've seen it. Like it works.
Jim,
you know what I mean? But
Jim, if I may add something to it, when we say our team is not a league team, I wouldn't necessarily agree to it. The reason why I say that is like Chelsea had one of the most difficult fixture to start off with this particular season, but we ensured that we were in the top and we did not drop any points. So that also shows the consistency that we have when it comes to the league. But right now, the concern is something different. It's not with our consistency, it's more with our injuries. So if the injuries are sorted and we're back, then we probably will be the same as that of a Liverpool or a City. And even for City or Liverpool, we still cannot guarantee that they're going to be on the same run towards the second half of the fixture. Even they might have. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to be having, but there is a possibility that there might be an injury crisis in their team as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and that tends to happen. There was a phase where Chelsea was in the streak of winning games, and now Liverpool and City are in the streak of winning games. For me, right now, Chelsea, as a Chelsea fan, this is what I'd say. Most of the time, try to take that 3 points. Maybe you don't play the greatest of the game. You don't win games 7-0, 5-0. But even if you manage to win and pick up the 3 points, that's fine. Because you're not in the best of your form. Also, you have injury concerns. And once you have your players back, then you can sort it out. Then you can, go for that.
We had the 4 player beginning of against City. We got played out the park at home. What do you make of that?
That was one game.
Yeah, that's still one game, right, Kasim?
No. Listen. Listen, bro. Listen. When you play in City, the team they're gonna challenge you in the league at home, and we had everyone. There's no excuses there, and we get played off the park. So what do you make of that?
That was the wrong formation, and we didn't play.
Fair enough. Listen, bro. Listen, we're not talking about formation. We're talking about our team is healthy. Okay. Had Lukaku. Listen, hear me out. We had everyone, and we played home at the bridge. I believe Jim was in that game as well. We got played off the park.
Because
how do you make of that?
Chasm. Teams do have off days. Every team has an off day.
Also, one thing that we have to understand: this was the same team. This was the same team that did a triple against Manchester City the previous season. The same team. We just had Lukaku in addition, right? Pretty much the same team.
Why did we beat City 3 times on the trot before that game?
Yeah. No, listen. I understand. Listen, Nick, I understand fully. But listen, we supposed to be closing the gap. We'll finish 4th. We're going out there, get 100 million striker to win the league. And we did our homework. We knew who's going to challenge us for the league, which is i.e. Liverpool and City. City come to our backyard, okay?
Yeah.
And they played us off the park. And we had all the players. What do you make of that?
Yeah, because I just told you it was an off day for us, and it was the wrong formation we played. We didn't go for them. If we went for them, their game would have been a different story. But we sat back and let them play.
Again, Kasim, one thing that we have to realize.
You've been having a lot of off days, yeah? I was going to say, that Man City game was a very different approach to the other Man City games we've played.
What's up, Jim?
We played
What's
extra
up?
midfielder.
How you doing, mate? I was going to get you to just quickly speak because I know how hard it is to talk on here sometimes. How you doing? You right?
Yeah, I'm all right. I just don't want to be like slamming you like Rudiger on your channel because apparently your channel is the Rudiger slammer. and shit.
Oh,
So
listen.
I mean, Rudiger
Opinions,
praise.
yeah.
opinions,
Rudiger praise.
opinions
here's
are fine.
Favorite, yeah.
here's the biggest misconceptions that most of the people have. For me, it was you have to have evidence. I always goes on effect. I watch the games sometimes 2 or 3 times to watch what's actually wrong with the notepad. I know I'm a geek that way, but here's the things that actually makes no sense. Geek. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, people make fun of me for that, and even my wife makes fun of me because when the team loses, I'm watching 2 or 3 times. It makes you even more. But I want to know why we're losing, and I want to know for reason we're losing. So I don't want to get into this season. I want to go back into the last season because apparently we became the favorites to win the Premier League. It's when we won the Championship League, which is 2 different tournaments, which was no evidence of how we played in the Premier League last season. So, for example, we are not consistent in the Premier League last season. As a matter of fact, we did not qualify for the top 4. We actually battled it. We had the favorite results that made us better get into the top 4. Another thing, Liverpool was 8 points behind at the subword before. They were not even considered to be a top 4.
They had a lot of injuries
People
as well.
Jam. Oh, not Jam. Kozim. Let me finish my thought. So for people to become over the summer because we saw because we won the Championship League, we automatically became the favorites. But that doesn't make sense in my eyes because we never showed that we are consistent in the Premier League. Even with addition to Lukaku, we didn't, especially in the beginning of this season. So what happens is, I didn't think we're ever favorites. We're always runners up or even third. We do not have a squad that actually played with each other for more than 6 months at that point. How long did Liverpool had the same squad? How long did the
Can I ask right
Man
next time?
City had their full squad? They played with each other for more. Plus, we had one player that did not actually have. I don't want to be Johnny's fan, but it is Lukaku did not have a preseason with us.
Lukaku played, my friend. Well, what people are downgraded?
Can I finish my thought, please?
I don't care. Every time.
Oh, go on. I've muted him anyway. Oh, Redneck, where'd he go? Why is it when Nicola and Redneck come on, they end up doing this? Why?
He's got his opinion in it, Jim. He's got his opinion in it. So
I was going to ask Redneck, and maybe someone else might know the answer. What was the measure of being favourites? Because by the bookie standards, we weren't the favourites. But I'm wondering if there was a different type of measure.
I can actually answer that. I think it's when, and I don't want to make this all about Liverpool, but it's when
you know when very much, bro.
When Liverpool won the Champions League and the next season when they won the Premier League, I think people thought Chelsea would do the same thing.
So by opinion, you mean?
Yeah, by opinion, they thought Chelsea would do the same thing, and also because
that's what I wanted to ask Redneck. If you felt like it was by opinion or by the hype, because there was hype around Chelsea, and when everyone was picking who would finish top, a lot of there was actually quite a few that picked Chelsea.
Yeah, to finish favourites.
And Chelsea and Man City, and not as many Liverpool. So maybe Liverpool's a bit more surprising for some people. But yeah, that's what I wanted to know. What measure? Because by bookie standards, they didn't have Chelsea as favourites. They had Man City as favourites.
Yeah, declare. But listen, bro. All the bandits in the sky and BT can say Chelsea missing the Finnish article, which i.e. striker. So we're gonna out there get 100 million striker. He finished the job for us to put the chances away, and we'll win the league. But it's not the case, is it? I don't know.
I think bookies look at it very.
We could just finish top 4. So Frank Lampard was academy player 2-3 years ago, finished top 4. And he didn't have to spend the 100 million strike. I know he spent the 200 million after, but when we had that transfer suspended thing, and Hazard gone to Madrid, right? He managed with academy player to get to 4.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I hear that.
I
year
think-
three.
Yeah, so
One
what
second,
I think
guys.
is-
One second. Before you continue,
Okay.
let me just quickly update Simon on this. Simon, in terms of what Tuchel said in the press conference, Kante and Chalobah will be on the bench, but they are available. Kovacic, Chilwell are still out with COVID and injuries. Other than that, we've got a fully fit squad, right? I'm assuming, yeah. So yeah, that's it, mate. Just bring you up to speed. But yeah, go on, guys.
I think I look at it from a different perspective here when it comes to being a title favorites and all of that. This is what I'd like to ask the panel, right? If Tuchel finishes this season a second or a third in this Premier League, does he still retain his job? One word answer: yes or no.
If he doesn't win the Premier League, did you say?
Yeah, if he finishes second or third in the league.
Yes.
Yeah, then we're not title favorites. That was not the expectation from the club. That was not the expectations from most of the fans then.
No,
Right,
how,
for me-
how do you know it wasn't from the club?
Well, no, they would have a target of winning the league.
Yeah,
If he doesn't win
exactly.
it doesn't mean he loses his job. That's
Right.
two different
Yeah.
things, you know.
Well, the Tiger could be narrowing the gap still.
I mean,
Yeah.
ideally, that is
Listen.
ideally that is how the milestones would be set. Is what I'm trying to say.
I think
from
people-
fourth when you start.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, go
people
on.
forget one of the most important things when you compare Chelsea to Liverpool, and it's good that Samuel's here as well, Liverpool and Man City, right? When you look at Liverpool and Man City, they've got a manager and a squad that have been together for many years and have played together. Yeah, they bring in additionals like Grealish here and there, but the core is there, the system is there, the players, it's there. What Chelsea have currently at the moment is a bunch of players that are building towards the future, in my eyes. Because when you look at the youngsters up front, the forward line, the Havertzes, the Mounts, the Hudson, the Doys, and whatever, I feel that in terms of Chelsea as a squad, and obviously we've got a great manager and we won the Champions League, and I get that. I don't think we're at the same level as what Liverpool and Man City are in terms of where we need to be right now, because I don't think Chelsea at this one point of the season have played to their absolute best. Even when they beat Norwich 7-0, have played to the absolutely peak of their best and have played together long enough to understand to maybe be compared to Liverpool to Man City. That's why when it comes to comparing us to winning the league compared to them two, I think it's hard to do. We'll always challenge to have that consistency, which they will have because they've done it with these current squads already to win titles. Liverpool and Man City. I don't think we're currently there yet. That's the difference for me at the moment.
Yeah,
That's a perfect.
yeah,
point
that's
to,
what Tuchel has been saying all season. We're trying to reach City and Liverpool. We're not there yet, he's saying. He's only been here how many months? 9 months? And, of course, the club will give him time. We won the Champions League.
Can I say something?
When he first came in, wait a minute. And, he's been saying it all along. We haven't reached Liverpool or City, but we will do it. We're getting there.
Yeah, eventually.
And because of all these injuries, we're lucky we're still there with a chance. We realize all these injuries is a big thing. But when they're coming back now, let's see what happens, because I'm sure, we're going to be there. So Liverpool will slip up one day, and City will. They were both lucky last weekend to get 2 penalties, which wasn't because they paid VAR as usual. So,
come on.
Jim, I've got to go, bro. Thanks for having me. I appreciate that.
See you later, mate.
Later,
See you later, cousin.
Can I say something, bro?
Collins, what are you saying,
Yeah.
mate? How you doing?
Yeah, and thanks for having me.
No worries.
It's been long. Yeah, I hear what everybody is saying about what Chelsea. For me, the reason people don't maybe like what Chelsea is doing because maybe we are not finishing team like 3-0, 4-0. But when you take your time, watch the game back, maybe look the position, the whole thing, you find out that Chelsea is playing well. The only thing that people don't appreciate how we play, because we don't finish team like 4-0, 3-0, 5-0, So because we finished team like 2-1, so people don't see maybe we play a good game. So maybe they think maybe we play defensive. And when people talk about that we are not, for me, Chelsea are ready to challenge for the title, because I don't care what anybody is talking about. If you watch when Tuchel, the first interview, he says he's going to hunt the team down, and he's doing his work. So for me, the problem we have, because people forget, we have Kovacic out of injury, we have Kante, we have Chilwell, we have even Giorgio is not even playing with the
It's
fit.
playing with knock. We have
Then
Chalobah.
we have Chalobah out of injury. Even Thiago Silva is not even playing all games. So if you watch all the, if Havertz also have injury, Werner have injury, Lukaku have injury. People don't put that into consideration. But for me, the main problem Chelsea have, if you want people take time and watch very well, it's not about Kante, it's not about maybe Giorgio not playing. The main person is Chilwell, because the way Chilwell and Jens play, two of them come into that midfield. Alonso don't come into the midfield. Alonso always drifts out. So if Chilwell is fit, maybe you can't have this injury. I won't feel too much, because if you watch against Juventus, when Kante have injury, Loftus-Cheek is stepping. Chilwell was playing that time. You watch the game, everything was moving the way it's supposed to go. The problem is that because we have this Chilwell injury, the only thing that is paining me. And another person again that we miss is Kovacic. People don't appreciate. For me, I think Kovacic is one of the best players in Chelsea team. People don't appreciate what Kovacic do, because he's the one that carries the ball. He was the one that always carries the ball to move. So without Kovacic, nobody can do those jobs. So for me, Kovacic is very important in Chelsea system and what Chelsea stand for. So, and I'm glad that maybe after this week, during this Christmas period, we're going to have Kovacic back, because having that Kovacic in that Chelsea team, because he's the only one that can penetrate, he's the only one that can carry the ball. Mans can't carry the ball, even Giorgio can't carry the ball. Loftus-Cheek can try a bit, but he can't do more than what Kovacic does. For me, right from the day we signed Kovacic, I'll always be a fan of, because I follow Kovacic from Inter Milan. I know the kind of player he is. So for me, we have a small bleak. Maybe we lose one game. Everybody, like, if you come, when I go on my Twitter, I look at the way, even more especially the Chelsea fans, they keep ranting up and down. I say, it's like these guys don't trust their team. Because for me, I don't support Chelsea. I don't support Chelsea with fear. I support Chelsea. If you know what I've done for when I was in Nigeria, what I've done for Chelsea is the way we support the team. I don't think that people in England support the way we support, the passion we have.
Yes.
Maybe they see the player.
Yeah, you tell these people. What's your name? Sorry.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Collins.
Yeah.
You talk a lot of facts, my friend. Exactly. That's what I've been trying to say all season. We have to back our team.
Yeah, so for me, we watch Chelsea back home. We know how we support our team. We don't care. Even
I saw you in Nigeria when we won the Champions League.
Yeah, you understand?
I saw your celebrations. It was
unbelievable. So for me, for me, we are going to fight it. For me, Premiership, if you finish third, it's not a bad season. But one thing, the only place I'm targeting that Chelsea is going to do, mark this word, is that Champions League that we are going for. Chelsea may end up winning Champions League, because Tuchel is very good in playing competition. He's very, very good in playing that competition. And Chelsea have the squad, because he's 5 substitutions. So he can bring anybody. They can win the match at any time. So I think that finishing second is not a bad thing. The only most important thing is that we have to close that gap, not 19 points again, 20 points again. We have to make sure that maybe if Man City is winning the league, they win it like 4 points. If Liverpool is winning the league, they win it like 2 points. So next season, we need our mistake. Then I'll start making up all those points. But for me now, I'm not scared. I'm seeing that it's only 1 point. Liverpool is stopping 1 point. Man City is 2 points. So I shouldn't be blinking or maybe scared and maybe hoping that we have lost the league. No. And the players are returning by state by
I hear you, Collins. I do hear you. Strip Bear with the donation. Big up to Strip Bear. Thank you very much. He says, bloody want positive vibes. They put the boys, the count boys and girls Chelsea is what she's saying. Thank you for the donation, Strip Bear.
That's what I'm trying to say to you, Jim, all the time. Redneck, look, he gets annoyed because I talk fast. He hasn't got a clue about it. Look, doesn't know a clue. Don't tell me. You know yourself, but you can't say it. He hasn't got a clue. He hasn't a Chelsea support.
No, you can't say that, no, Nick Blue. That's where you're wrong. You can't say someone's not a Chelsea supporter because they have a difference of opinions to you. That's what you need to understand. So that's football.
Even when we won, we beat, who was it? The last great game we had. When we won 7-0, you still found points to say we were right.
But then that's fine because he has for him, he has very high expectations of his football club, but that's his choice. That's his opinion.
Know about more than him. Look, he doesn't have a club. He just spits a lot of shit.
Yeah, but Nick, you need to learn to allow people to have their opinions. If you disagree with it, then just ignore it. But don't be rude about it. That's the difference.
But when it's about, sometimes you can't. No, everyone interrupts people. How many times when I was talking, he comes in and says I'm an idiot or this and that.
Anyway, I don't want to get into it because I thought you guys were all right now. But at the end of the day, if you can't, you need to be civilized. And if someone talks, if you're talking, I'm sure he won't. If you won't comment, and if he's talking, don't comment. Just let them have their thoughts and opinions. And because it affects. I don't like it. I don't like it on this channel when we're getting personal. We're all the same fans. We all support Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? We can have a difference of opinion. We all want the best for our football club. At the end of the day, it's just we might think differently about things. So we just need to appreciate that. That's all. And just move forward.
Right.
But, guys, listen, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to GNA TV. On our road to 3,500 at the moment, we're 10 away from 3,450 subscribers. Make sure that you help the channel get there, please. I will be back tomorrow with the preview show.
Then I want to ask you, please, before you go, I want to ask you something.
1 second, mate. 1 second.
Okay, sorry.
We'll be back with a preview show for tomorrow's game, Chelsea versus Everton, which we'll be doing normal time, 1 p.m. tomorrow. And that's obviously, I think kickoff tomorrow is at 8 o'clock or 7:45. So it'll be prior to that. We'll do all the usual stuff. We'll go through the lineups. We'll go through the team news. We'll go through everything, the head-to-heads and everything that you need to know about that game tomorrow. And then Friday, 2 shows for you. The review show to the Everton game, the match reaction, and then the Wolves game. The Wolves game, 7:30 Friday night as well, which we'll be previewing 2 in 1 day. So make sure you stay tuned with that. But Collins, I'll give you the last word and we're going to leave it there, yeah? Go on,
I want to ask you if you are doing a watch along in the women's Champions League game.
Yeah, we've been doing them. I don't know if you've been seeing them, but we've been doing them recently. Charlotte is due to do the next one. She did tell me to get the date, but I don't know what one it is. So I'll make sure that when she lets me know, I'll let you know. Obviously, if you're in the chat, and I'll air it. But it'll be on the channel. You'll see it. It'll be uploaded for you. But the Chelsea women football will be back very, very soon. Samuel, nice to see you, bro. It's been a long time since you've been on as well.
Yeah, man. Always big up the show. Smash those likes. Keep on subscribing.
Yeah, we're on our road, man. We're moving quickly. 1 year to have 3.5K subscribers is, I couldn't even think about it, man. It's mad, isn't it? Mad time. So big up to everyone that's supporting the channel and has always done that. But take care of yourselves, guys. Go and follow VJ on SportsWire as well. You can go to follow Kazim on QNTV. Declared, big up to you, my man. Thank you for coming in as well. Nick Blue as well, and Collins. Big up to both of you as well. Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks, man. Thanks, yeah.
See you in a bit, guys. Take care.
Up the Blues.